All right, you welcome people in, and then we'll get you.
You just malfunctioned.
My whole day is a malfunction, dude. Welcome to the show, baby. Welcome to Athletic Aesthetic. This is episode I don't even know. I'm Vinny, your host, and I'm here with my co-host
Trey Tipton.
Trey. How we feeling, dog?
I'm feeling good. Are you okay?
Good, man. It's been a week. We got this is retreat week. So for those of you who've been here for a while, last summer we did a live podcast from Vegas for the TCS, which is Top Contractor School. It's a community where we work with, and we actually have emceed a few of their events. We did the live show a year ago in Vegas, and we're going back at the end of this week. So maybe when you're watching this, we'll be in Denver, Colorado this time, and we'll be emceeing that event, which I'm really excited about. So for those of you who will be there, we're looking forward to it. So, Trey, what do we got today on the episode?
So we got my main man. We had him in here before, but we had some things happen, so we had to bring him back. My dog's getting ready for a big fight. Man's got a challenger who thinks he's going to stop him.
Uh-oh.
But if you don't know, I call him the Joker. He got his own little Machine Gun Kelly nickname, but I call him the Joker because he messes around in the middle of the goddamn fight. My man Lucas Seibert is back in the goddamn building. What's good, baby?
What's up, man?
Are you ready?
Yeah, I feel great, man. Fight this week. I'm fighting up a weight, so I don't really have to worry too much about starving myself. Which is nice.
So yeah, let's jump straight into that. What's the difference between preparation for going up in weight class to what's your normal? This is the first time you're doing that, or have you done that before?
I fought at 145 a couple times. I fought my last amateur fight at 145. It's just you don't have to suffer as much. You know what I mean? I'm gonna cut from the same weight around relatively.
Right.
But it's 1 day versus 2 days of water depletion.
Gotcha.
For me, yeah.
You said water depletion. That sounds terrifying.
Yeah, it's rough, dude. That whole sport's something that it's not even the actual fight that I'd probably struggle with. And I think that's 90% of people, right? The only way that you get to the stage is if you're willing to torment yourself in preparation to get there. So I'm interested to talk to you today a little bit. I know we had a conversation prior, but I want to dig a little deeper into who you are and what you got going on outside of the fight, and then talk a little bit about the fight itself.
Let's do it.
So I'm curious, remind me, how do you guys know each other? How have you met? All that stuff.
I'm a fan. I ain't even gonna lie to you. It's mainly because I've been a fan. I've been hitting him up a couple times, seeing some stuff he's been doing, his knockouts, and he talks a lot of shit. So it was man, this is a local fighter. I like to see this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then my other boy, Eddie, he was almost the same way and whatnot. You know what I mean? But the one thing I like about Lucas is Lucas don't really bring the craziness outside of the ring. But once you get into the ring, this man's whole face, demeanor, body type just changes, bro. He goes from just a good kid to the Joker, bro. I don't think you understand, bro. When I look at him, bro, it's immediately why are you so serious? Because, bro, he knocked dude out the last fight, bro. Not even knocked him out, knocked him on his back, and just started smiling at him doing this shit.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was this motherfucker crazy.
Yeah. No, that's different.
Tongue out like Jordan.
Yeah. We got to put that clip somewhere on a clip this
For sure.
Collab it with you on there, because people got to see that. So if you're listening to this, go to what's your Instagram?
Sukas Liebert.
That's right. It always trips me out because of the way it is. But
Why is it
Dude, it's been like that since middle school.
Really?
Yeah, I've never changed it.
Hey.
Oh, you a real
People call me Sukas. A
They
lot
think
of
it's your
people
real
call me
name?
Sukas. Yeah.
Sukas.
They just think it's funny. Yeah.
Like Sukas Skywalker. That might be hard.
Getting Sukas Skywalker.
Tongue out like Jordan. Skywalker, baby. Now, answer this question, Vinny. Have you ever been to an MMA fight?
A lot of boxing matches.
Okay, that's fair. Now, here's the difference. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
The difference is, in Emmys, right, they can't kick to the head. They can't do the fun stuff, but Lucas is a showboat. I'm going to say it for everybody, but he likes to show for the team, so I love that about you. That's why you're one of my favorite fighters in the city. But his thing is, bro, he uses everything from elbows to knees to his feet, right? But he's naturally a wrestler first, which is kind of blowing my mind that you strike the way that you do. So, where does this come from, man? Were you always a fighter as a kid? Or were you, you grew up and you were I'm just going to wrestle?
Yeah, I mean, I was always getting in fights, for sure. I think just because I was I was the smallest kid. I was tiny. I was 106 pounds in high school till I was a senior.
Damn.
That's what I wrestled at, my weight class. So I was always just had a chip on my shoulder.
Right.
And I was always getting in fights and stuff. So I think I'm just comfortable, with it. Going there, and then I just continued it, and then like found an outlet in wrestling, I guess, in a way. But yeah, I am definitely a striker in my opinion, especially for somebody with a wrestling background. I kind of use my wrestling as like a defensive, I don't want to get taken down type of thing. Yeah.
Okay. You say he doesn't get taken down. Have you ever wrestled in your life, Vinny?
Nope.
I feel like you could get in the ring with him.
Nope.
What's the game you played last time?
Yeah, I asked him if he thought he could beat my ass, and he said yes immediately before I could even ask the question. But we know that, dude. Guess what? I think I can out-podcast edit you. What now?
You said edit 30 clips, motherfucker.
No, I mean, dude, that's the respect that you got to have. Like, you got to know, what your limitations are in life, and I know mine. And I'm good at podcasting, and that's why I podcast. And you're good at fighting, and that's why you fight, and that's why you have success. But I think that, like, I love, dude, the thing is, like, Trey will be like, this is who we're interviewing today, whatever. And I'm like, bro, you keep bringing these fighters in here, and I genuinely don't know anything about fighting. So I'm like trying to be, in the conversation. But as far as like, dude, I'll ask you what your favorite color is and like why you chose that outfit in the fight. But like, as far as like, dude, how do you punch somebody effectively would be my most in-depth fight question.
Don't get it twisted though. Vinny's athletic as hell. Like,
yeah, I've been in a few fights. I don't know how. Like, I functioned in those fights. I just started swinging, bro. And, like, that's just
Blackout, see red.
Yeah. I'm 3-0.
You're 3-0. Give me one fight story, at least for the world. I'll need the world to know your one fight story, at least one.
No.
Come on.
Let's talk about your fight.
This one got us in trouble last time, dog.
I'm a positive guy. I'm not doing this for the world.
That's why we couldn't air the first time we had him in here, is because you guys talked about all the fights you get in outside of actually the sport.
I didn't talk about nothing.
Yeah, you're the only person. That's why we brought you back.
I ain't saying nothing.
You're the only reason that episode should have aired. So this is us bringing it back to that, and then you try to sabotage this shit.
Hey, my bad.
Ask our guest some questions about his fights.
I'm gonna ask him. I can tell that you didn't want to fight. That's what I feel right now. All right, Lucas, since he doesn't want to talk about fight, let's talk about you.
Yeah.
So tell me the difference between cutting, man, because I don't really understand the cutting situation. I really don't. Like, for me, it's like if you could fight, you could fight. If not, then not. But why torture yourself before you're about to go possibly harm somebody?
It's stupid. It's not like it's a dumb thing, but everybody does it. So if you don't do it, you're like at an extreme like deficit. Like, it's not going to be good for you. You're going to be way smaller than the person you fight. But the way it works is you diet basically, right? You're just eating healthier, losing like weight, trimming off like that first like 5 pounds, maybe 10 pounds, depending on how like your body fat. And then once you start to get to like 4 weeks out, it starts to be like what's going in, like calories wise.
Oh, so there's a lot
I'm
to
burning
this.
X amount of calories. Yeah, there's a science to it. I've done it my whole life, so it's a little bit different for me. Like, I don't really have to. I can like let people like get apps and do stuff. I just eyeball it. I know what's going on. I can look at myself in the mirror and tell, like, say how much I weigh. Like,
just from your wrestling background, and how much you had to do it?
I've been doing it my whole life.
Yeah.
And then when it gets down to this like last 2 weeks, it's about water manipulation. And that's about it, right? It's
water manipulation.
That water, yeah. So
Go
when I
into
say
that.
What is that? I don't even know what that is.
when I say water manipulation,
Sounds like
it's
some like airbender type
so.
shit.
So like, all right, if I drink or if I eat something salty, water's gonna stay in my body, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Of course I knew
So
that.
you're cutting sodium, fiber, and things like that when you get close, and even carbs. So that last week you're almost in like ketosis, right? You're only eating like fats and proteins, which works out well, and like it's not as bad as you would think on the food part, right? Because fats and protein are going to keep you satiated, you're going to be full, but it's that like last week you're chugging water to kind of flush everything out, and then the last 2 days you're drinking as much water as you possibly can to flush that out, and your system's just like excreting water. Like you're pissing every 15 seconds and it's clear, or every 15 minutes, my bad. Every 15 minutes.
Goddamn, what?
You got him hooked
Every
up to a
15
catheter
minutes
under the
and
desk right now.
and it's clear. And that's the rough part. And then you go sauna, bath, workout, right? And you just do that. What I'll do is like if I weigh in on Friday night, I'll work out, do like get down to like let's say 142. and then cut the rest in the morning the next day. It sucks, but like that's the like what you were saying, and like a lot of people don't understand that, especially people that aren't in the industry. Is like that's the hard stuff. The fight's cool. The fight's fun. That's the fun part, right? We all got into fighting because we're about it. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
we want to fight, but it's the like cutting weight. That stuff is hard, man.
Yeah. So, big question here. Why do you fight? What do you get out of it? What's your favorite thing about fighting?
Dude, I think I fought like originally because like I just watched. I grew up loving it as a kid. And then now it's like a place to like express myself in a way. Like where Trey was like I have a different demeanor. I do. Like I'm flashy, like all that. Like my fight week, like leading up, I'm like, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like I'm painting my nail. I don't give a fuck. It's my week. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then fight day, it's like all eyes on me. You know what I mean? And you just go out and you just like it's fun, man. It's a place to express yourself, and it's also like it's got that like that danger. You know what I mean? It's got that like, you know, I might die. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's got that realness of it too. It's a I think that's it. I think it's like a place for me to express myself.
So it's like an art form.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I like it's kind of like cliche to be like mixed martial artist, right?
Well,
like
yeah.
I think that's kind of like
it's in the name. Dude.
yeah,
It is.
I think
It
it's kind of
is.
like whacking away, right? Because like when it comes down to it, you're just fist fighting somebody in a cage in your underwear. But it's like
You said in your underwear.
yeah,
Just
I
make
mean,
sure everybody.
basically, you know what I mean. But like it really is like for me, especially like the way my career is and stuff like that. Like it's a place to express yourself, right? And kind of like get the things
doubt.
you like out of it.
Yeah, dude. I think that like that is art though. Like art is just constantly trying to like nuance life and like,
Right.
you're fighting a physical opponent or sometimes it's just like a mental opponent, but like you're constantly crafting new ways to kind of go about it. And like if you just showed up in the ring and you did the same move every single fight, eventually that shit gets old. It might work the
Facts.
first time, but if you just repeat the exact same steps and and you don't even like pay attention to what your opponent's doing,
Right.
it doesn't work. You have to think creatively. You have to
Yeah.
adjust, and you have like even the game plan that you come into the fight with might not be the one you leave with.
Yeah.
So it's like that is an art, and it's like I don't want to dismiss that at all. That is, I mean, that's the whole show. Is people try to dismiss the artistic side of sports, that it takes that creativity, that
Right.
How do I run routes different than you? Well, I don't
Right.
know. You have a longer stride, so I got to be better out of my break or out of my
100%.
there's different things in different sports that you have to hone in on that craft. And like I love that you've gotten to a point not just with like how do you fight, but then when you connect and you got the guy down on the ground, like how do you act? Like now you bring in that's the merch of
Facts.
that's the swag,
Yeah.
the branding,
Yeah.
so when you get to that level, that's how I know you've surpassed like how do I fight?
Right.
Now it's like, what do I look like when I fight? And like, how do I carry myself in the ring? So how did you get there? Were you just as confident in your first fight as you were maybe in your last fight? Or
I
has
was
that
more
evolved?
confident. I was more confident for sure, dude. I came in, my first amateur fight would have been 2 years ago next week. So July 13th, 2022. I was unfuckwittable. Nobody could have beat me. Like I came out like swinging. The dude I fought definitely wasn't like at my level at that time, right? It was a little bit of a mismatch, but like I was just like reckless, right? Because I didn't think it was possible for me to lose, right? Everybody I trained with, I was kind of like, beating a little bit. I was training with a really good dude out in Columbus. But like everybody else, I was like, I knew I was a better wrestler. I was like, I'm gonna just keep it on my feet and just have fun. And then like, there's like that arch. I forget what it's called, but it's like the more you learn, like you start off when you're like new to something, and as soon as you like get a little bit of knowledge, you're like, oh, I'm the best person in the world. And your ego is like, dude, can't be beat, right? And then the more you learn, you're like, oh my God. So it's like that. Oh, your arousal level is like, all right, I'm up here, but my confidence is down here now. You know what I mean? So it's I definitely like am more realistic when it comes to like skill, but it's like you got to change that when it's in the ring, when it's go time. You know what I mean? And the stuff where you're talking about that, like sticking your tongue out when you drop somebody, stuff like that. Like, what's that? I just dropped you on your ass and I'm looking up at you, sticking my tongue out, shaking my head. Like, what's that do to you? That's more what it's about. You know what I mean? It's more like, you know, certain things. How can I get into your brain when we're in the cage? And that's where it matters. That's where you're building it.
See, I don't want to play basketball or football against guys like that because then, like, you get to talking shit. Now I want to talk shit, but you could actually whoop my ass, so I don't really want to talk shit no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. I mean, I just think about, like, I feel like everyone should do that then, right?
100%.
Like, if it's like more like you're in a mind game with this person as much as you are in a physical fight. So it's like that's sticking your tongue out is a jab. You know, that like taunting is a jab. Now the other side of that is I've watched people do that and then that shit backfires.
Yeah, you can. I mean, because the other dudes, he's doing shit too. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like, you got to keep that in mind too. But I do think like what you said, like, you know, sticking your tongue out is a jab. Also, I think sometimes a feint's more effective than a jab, right? Like if I jab you once and then I feint, like what the fuck's he gonna do next, right? I'm setting something else up. You know what I mean? So like that's the cool thing about fighting is like it's an art thing, but it's like an ever evolving thing too. Like there's so many like variables, or what if I tweak my knee? You know what I mean?
Right.
Then I gotta come out in a different stance. What if he comes out in this stance? I'm gonna come out in this one. You know what I mean? It's just so like changes, like the variables just change so much all at once in such a short amount of time that I think that's why it's like addicting. It's like you can never accomplish like you can never like master it completely.
Yeah. How do you process those like in moment decisions? Like, how much do you weigh on your team versus like what you're feeling?
Wow.
You know what I mean? I mean, I know you got to trust yourself, but like,
Are you unconscious a little bit?
Yeah, it becomes that because it's the flow state. You know what I mean? You get to that flow state. I've accomplished that maybe a couple times in fights. My last 2 fights for sure. But you know, it's the preparation, right? So whatever you do in practice is gonna come out in a fight, especially when you're tired, right? So if I'm throwing this combo, like this is probably the combo I'm gonna throw in a fight when I'm gassed. Right? Do I shell a certain way when I'm tired? Do I like cover up or do whatever? Or do I shoot with my head down when I'm tired and get like choked? Right? But I have like a really good team. Like my coaches are amazing. The amount of work they put into like these lower level professional fights is insane. As far as film work and just working with me directly, so I'm ready when I get in there, and then it's just like, yo, I know how many times this dude's gonna move to the right. You know what I mean? Like I can like it's dialed into like that specific with my film work. But there's there's variables, things can change. You know, so.
See, that right there is just reacting to an obstacle when it shows up in front of you. And I like to feel Vinny, if you watch a lot of his art, like he'll tell you like there's a lot of corners that he sometimes has to cut because you never know what paint might do, right? Paint is a flowing thing. It could go this way or that way, but he adapts to it and moves around it. So then it goes into fighting, right? You're almost the whole time adapting. Like, you don't know what he's going to do. Even though he used to go to the right this way, he's seen that he used to go to the right this way, so now he keep going to the left.
Yeah, bro, yeah.
Like, that's the type of stuff, personally, as an athlete, like that's where
it's
where the
more of a
art comes
dance
in.
but dancing, art, like,
It's
it is
all
really,
art.
like, not to keep harping on this, like, agenda here, but, you know, we've been even just talking about the show, and I feel like we've kind of got rid of the whole athletic aesthetic. And we've just been talking about whatever. And so, like, I love when conversations, like, we didn't plan on, you know, going down like how this is art. It just kind of happened, but
it's cool, man. It's crazy. Like, for example, and we kind of like move on from this thing is like I remember my last fight, I thought this dude was gonna throw a kick. Right, you were there, right? He hit me with a sledgehammer. Right,
I've seen it.
It was loud. Right, I went back and watched it. I was like, damn. I thought somebody snuck in and hit me from behind. I shit you not. Like I've never getting hit that hard. To where like I was like, yo,
where did that come from?
Because I didn't know what hit me. I thought he was gonna throw a kick, and I went to like cross block here, and he just threw on the same side, just overhand, and I was like right on my eye, right, and I was like, damn, that's crazy. Like for 2 seconds, I was like, that's wild. Double leg him. Get the game.
Let me get him down real quick. Let me figure this out.
We're going to reset real
Whispering in
quick.
his ear. How the hell did you do that, dude?
That's
Dude,
something-
I did. So I got him in the cage.
What's
I
the
was,
craziest thing you said to someone in the ring?
I mean,
Yeah, be
Wait,
careful
answer
with
the
him.
first question. I didn't mean to cut you off. What
oh,
did
I
you
got
say
him.
in that
I got him in
moment?
the cage. I was like, damn, bro, that hurt. That was crazy. I don't even know what I said. The craziest thing I've said, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I be having some wild, violent thoughts when I'm in the cage. I'll be saying,
You sound like Jesse.
if you ask my opponents, they probably be like, this dude said some wild shit.
He's like, he's off his rocker, and he be smiling the whole time. I'm like, bro, you good?
Dude, I remember the first time I realized you could talk in the. Cause my first fight, I didn't know. My second fight, my amateur fight, my first fight, I was like, yeah, you just go out, punch each other in the face, right? Which is true. But the second fight, we make it to the third round, and I'm trying to take this dude down, and he had just shot on me, and I'm wearing the cage, and he's like, you're a good wrestler, and I was like, fuck.
You say thanks?
I was like, yeah, no. Like, and then took him down. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. He just talked shit to me. I thought it was the ref at first. I was like, look back at him. I was like, what is going on? And then I unlocked this new ability.
He's like, I'm
I
talking
was,
shit.
I was like, I'm Deadpool now. I'm talking shit to everybody, bro. Next fight, started talking, and then like it's been from there. But it's also like depends on the person. If I think they're gonna be better if I talk shit, I ain't talking shit.
Right.
But if I think I'm gonna get in their head, I'm gonna talk shit.
That's a good tactic. That's smart
And
as
also
well.
like some people where you're like they're a good shit talker. You gotta wait until you start beating their ass a little bit before you start talking shit. Like the last kid I just fought.
Talk about that.
The last kid I just fought, he's a good shit talker. Like that was kind of like his thing. He fought my buddy and got on his back and caught him like pretty early, choked him in an amateur fight. And like our game plan, even with my coach, was like, we're gonna wait to talk shit until we start to get momentum, and then it's just gonna
mess with his
it's
head
gonna
even more.
Yeah. And you watched it, right?
You could see it.
Like the end of that first round, I landed those elbows, got up and looked at him, and came out in the second round. His demeanor was completely different, and that's when I dropped him. Then I started talking. Right?
Yeah,
There's
I
a
can see
game
it.
plan behind everybody, and it depends on the person. We can kind of like I'm studying, bro. I'm looking at your Instagram. I'm like, this dude a nice guy. Right?
All your opponents
is he a
are gonna block you
partier?
now.
Is he like
Every time.
what's he do? You know what I mean?
Like, what's
if-
his girlfriend's name?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't be
Boy.
doing that. There is lines like that's something I wouldn't do. I would never do. But I would be like,
Shit, I
all
crossed
right,
that
does he party a lot? Did I see on his IG that he parties a lot? All right, when I get him to the cage, I'm gonna be like, you didn't train hard enough for this. You lying to yourself. You know what I mean? Yeah, because that's something that he probably deep down thinks. You know what I mean? He's like, I didn't. You
Yeah,
know
the
what I mean?
psychology of this is like, I'm loving this shit, dude. Because I feel like that's something that, in anything, like the psychology of like why people do what they do,
Right.
can either set you up for like massive success, or you can be, what did you call the punch?
The hammer.
You could be hammered to the face and be like, where the fuck did that come from?
Yeah.
And I feel like in every, like, I'm learning that. Like, I just kind of used to take people for like face value. Like, whatever you say to me, your word is your,
Right.
And now I'm like, why did you say that to me? Well, did it mean this? And sometimes, though, you can go down like crazy
spiral,
yeah.
spirals
You can-
of
yeah.
like scenarios that don't even.
Especially with like the way people talk to you. I was a sports psych major in college, so that's
Okay.
like I think that is like
It's a cheat code.
yeah. I think I got like I went to college for this. People are like, you don't use your degree. I'm like, yeah, I do. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I might not have a sports psychologist. I might be a sports psychologist, which I was at a point, but like I use my degree every day.
Time out, Jesse. He said he was a sports psychologist at one point. Now, knowing your ass, you probably would be on the same along lines of this, but how do you go from sports psychology
So
to
I
killing
wasn't
people?
I wasn't technically a sports psychologist because I didn't get a master's degree in it, but I worked for a company called Wrestling Mindset, where I talked to like very very high level high school wrestlers and about like pre-match routine, what to do when you're starting to have negative thoughts, what to do when you're building momentum, like stuff like that. And I worked for them year and a half right out of college. My last semester in college, and then the following year.
So that was something that you were passionate about at one point in time or another.
Yeah, I'm still passionate about it. It just wasn't fitting. It was like I got to commit to this. It wasn't fitting my schedule.
I feel that.
I tried to work. It was like my third job, and I was like, I guess it was kind of like my fourth job at that point, and I was like, it's just I'm not giving these kids what they need.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah. Last time we had a fighter on, I asked him. We found out he worked at Steak and Shake. Have you ever worked at Steak and Shake?
Who was the fighter?
Comma.
That's so funny. Imagine comma. Oh my god.
This in the back, just punching on the milkshake machine. Like.
Yeah, bro. Especially, bro. Comma's like that too. Comma will talk shit. His brother will talk shit too.
Oh yeah.
Shaka.
Shaka will. Hey.
Shaka's
yeah,
my
we
boy.
found out about all these
trained
people
with
that
Shaka.
have crazy names on that episode. That
I trained with Shaka.
no
Dude, I
way
didn't know how to pronounce Shaka's name for the longest time. Not 100% sure if I still do.
Go ahead and try.
It's
You
Shaka,
just
right?
did, Shaka.
It sounds like it starts with an S, I believe, right? But it's spelled
Chaka?
CH. Yeah. But
It's a
yeah,
quick way
I've
to
known
get
them
punched in
for
the face. Call him Chaka. I'm sure.
Chaka.
What'd you say? And he loves to fight.
He would, but yeah, he loves to fight, dude. He's on my card. He's the fight before me.
Like
Okay.
Shaka's one of those guys, bro. It don't matter if you're the biggest guy in the gym, the smallest guy in the gym, or
They're
like
about it. Yeah.
or you're the best there. He just wants to fight. He don't care. Like, and those type of guys you gotta stay away from, right? I got this theory, right? The funny guys love to fight, and then the silent guys like to kill. Be very careful on who you're deciding to mess around with.
Yeah. You're funny and quiet, so that's
Dangerous.
That's really scary.
Dangerous. That's why he's crazy.
Yeah, you need to have we need to create some branding or aura around you around being. Maybe you don't. I don't know. Maybe you don't want to put this out there about being the sports psych, but you know what I mean.
doctor.
That's your.
Wow.
I don't know.
Yeah, I
You
got
said
like
you don't have a nickname, right?
Well, I don't really have it. My nickname when I was an amateur was Sniper. But I
Sniper,
wasn't
okay.
really I wasn't
Now we
loving
can come
it.
up with something better than that.
I
ain't
wasn't
gonna lie.
loving it. Yeah.
What you liking though? Like, what is it? The babyface? Nah, babyface assassin ain't you? It
I
ain't
like
you.
Showman.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
With a CH.
Ooh, Showman.
But I also like
Shaman.
the idea everybody be giving me nicknames and I just use them wherever they fit. I'll just I'll just be yeah, Sukas. I'll say Sukas or I'll be I'll use sniper. If I knock the dude out cold, I'm gonna say Sniper, right? You know what I mean? But if I don't, I'm just it's just I think that's funny that I have 20 nicknames.
It's gonna keep going.
Yeah,
You're the
I think
chameleon,
it's
bro.
funny. Yeah. See another one.
Ooh, see what I did there?
Ooh, you see that right there? That's a
Hard
little.
to see. Can change and adapt.
I mean, you're going from 135 to 145. That is a low key, a little bit different. So that means what? Sean O'Malley is what?
35.
Chameleons, don't they stick their tongue
He's
out at
the
people
same.
too?
I actually went out. I met O'Malley probably a month and a half ago. I went out and trained with his coach in Phoenix.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was cool. My buddy has played video games with them for years. Anthony Hoagback. He's making his pro debut actually.
Wow.
The same day out in West Virginia. So June 29th, and we went out there and trained with them. And O'Malley was he was sitting out and stuff. And he actually, when we were out there, he went and did that deodorant stuff with Jake Paul.
Okay.
He went out and filmed all that stuff. But we met him. We're the same exact size. He might
Bro,
be a
y'all look
little
alike.
little bit taller than me. But I used to have the whole because he was big inspiration, obviously.
Right.
Because he kind of got me into the sport at that time.
Wow.
Because I grew up watching UFC, and then just went all into wrestling, and then his resurgence and Max Holloway and Izzy, all at the same time,
Wow.
was what got me back into the sport, and I think that kind of just kind of propelled me. So it was dope to go out there and train with his coach Tim Welch, who's world renowned.
Okay.
Coach now. So yeah, it was dope. But yeah, I mean, hopefully I go out there and train with him one day. He might go again, and he might go up to 45 or something. Shit, we might fight down in the future.
So if possible,
Yeah.
okay, and you had to recreate your own fighting gloves. I'm talking about as
See what you did.
absurd as you could possibly think
Fighting
of.
what?
Like your own fighting gloves. I'm talking about
Gloves.
Louis Vuitton, possibly Gucci. I don't know. Put something together in your head right now. I want to know what you would have
Is it
on your
legal
gloves.
to have custom ones?
Not gloves in the cage because it's based on the promotion, but you can get practice gloves. I like I don't know, man. I like gray a lot. Like it would be like gray and yellow. I'd probably go with like a Pittsburgh theme. You know what I mean? And then I love smiley faces.
Really?
Yeah, like
What,
I got.
like just do you have a reason for that? Just use
I
like
don't
the way they
know.
look.
I don't know. I think they look cool. I
That's
thought
why
like
it's
the
the
yellow.
Joker,
I like
bro.
how it sticks out. Like I just love it. Like that's my thing.
I like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
What do you wear? Like you said, it's like underwear.
It's
do
like
you customize those?
yeah, dude. My shorts for this fight are sick. They're
Yeah?
pinstripe. They're the Pirates jerseys. They're
Oh,
black with
shit.
pinstripes.
That's cool.
Yeah, they're sick.
So we get to make some draws for you, is what you're telling me?
Yeah. I'm wearing actual shorts this time. Sometimes I wear like tights. Like you wear like tights. You wear like a cup, like the what's that
Whitey-tighty
called?
style?
Where
Jock
like,
strap?
Jock strap. Yeah, and then you wear shorts over top of it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Yeah, dude, we could probably whip up some crazy designs off of that for a future fight. We need to make some custom gear for you at some point.
Yeah.
Jesse's got the
He's
sewing
over there
machine in
geeking
the
right
back,
now.
dude.
The,
I don't know, shout out to whoever makes your stuff now. I'm sure it's really great because that sounds amazing. But
yeah, it was cool. I was down in Phoenix and I saw some dude had the Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
He had Diamondback shorts, and I was like, bro, I need to do that.
that's cool.
I was like, I need to do it. He was a grappler, like just straight jiu-jitsu guy. I was like, I need to do that because that's like, you know what I mean? That's like people will be like, yo, that's sick. And yeah, I got those shorts done. My like banner is pinstripe too.
That's smooth.
Might do an away game, I got the black. Next one I'll probably do like gray. I can't wear white. I'm too pale, but I'll probably wear gray.
He said, I feel
Every
that.
time we
I
look
don't
at
wear
an
yellow.
episode, I'm like, guys, why do I look so pale? And then they're like, well, you're sitting next to Trey, so we can't like.
Yeah, if I take a group photo, I distance myself from the darkest person for sure.
Yeah.
I don't like
Or if they
neither
got
one of y'all.
tattoos, not standing next to them.
I don't like neither one of y'all. Here's why. It ain't my fault I'm pretty. You know what I mean? Like, it's the color. It's
You
the
can be
melanin.
pretty on that side, and I can be pretty on this side.
Yeah.
We're next to each other, then our pretties clashing. You know what I mean?
Okay, I
On
respect that.
podcast days, I have to think about what I wear because I'm
Touche.
like, if I wear a white shirt and I come in here with a white shirt next to Trey, dude, the lights are just like, that's just an orb. Like, it's just, I'm just glowing.
Hey, listen, that's not bad though, man. I think that like sometimes you need that in life. You need to, you know what I mean? Get
Do you have a
next to
smiley face tattoo?
No, I got my fingernails. Got a
Dude,
smiley face on them
there
right
you
now.
go.
Which
Yeah.
ones? Might as well show the camera.
But nah, I might one day. Shit, why
Yeah,
not?
let's do it.
All right, so
I'll get a smiley face. You want to get a smiley face tattoo?
I'm down to get it wherever.
That's
I might get it on my butt
wild.
cheek. Get it on my butt cheek.
wild.
Get it on my butt cheek.
We're gonna cancel
No
this
Diddy.
episode again.
No Diddy. No Diddy.
Oh shit! Back to the fight.
Back to the
Yeah.
fight.
What are you? What are you envisioning? Like when you lead up to a fight, you're on. This is fight week. So, what are you mentally like doing to get ready for that? Do you do things differently as far as your day-to-day routine, or do you just kind of stick to the?
Fight week, like I said, bro, is whatever I want. It's my week. I do whatever I want. I'm gonna work. I'm gonna teach my kids class tonight. I usually teach Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. Like Wednesday and Thursday, I'm not gonna teach. I usually work Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I also teach on Saturdays, and those classes are gonna get covered. But I'm only teaching like the very beginning of the week, and then it's like I'm gonna do whatever I want. Just like stay in good vibes, listen to like fun music. I'm not like that's the difference for me. I know I wouldn't perform best if I'm like even my walkout song like is like I'm a kill. Like I'm like fun. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like I'm
Yeah.
listening to fun music, like happy stuff, keeping the vibes light because like this shit's hard enough, bro. You add pressure to yourself, you making yourself like all like antsy and get anxiety for no reason, like that's terrible. So
Right.
like and there will be times where like I'm like I'll be stressing, right? Usually it's about weight. I don't have to worry about that as much, but whatever it is, and it's just like this week I'm like stress free. I love fight week. It's my favorite week of the year. It's like a birthday. I get like 3 birthdays a year. It's sick.
Yeah, and that's like punching someone in the face is probably better than
Yeah, it's a
any
way better
you could
present,
ever
bro.
get.
And then I get a check afterwards. I go buy whatever I want.
Hey, that's a W. I ain't
That's
gonna
it. I'm
lie.
fighting.
Yeah, bro.
That sounds great.
Stick the paint, cuz I ain't gonna lie to you. Last question from me, promise. What's the hardest you've been hit and by who?
It was that last fight, bro.
That was the hardest you ever been hit?
Oh, for sure. Maybe in practice, like a little bit harder. I've got dropped in practice and stuff, but in a fight, that was the first time I got hit. You know what I mean? Like, that was the first time I got hit, and I was like, I got punched in the face. You know what I mean? Because I've been in fights before, like, you know, outside of the ring, and that was the first time, like, in the ring. I was like, oh, we're in a fist fight. Like, this isn't a game no more. We're in a fist fight. You know what I mean? So that was definitely it. But I responded well when I got hit.
I feel like you turned up.
Because, like, to be honest, yeah, like, woke me up. To be honest, like, I ended up dominating from that point on. But it was just like, you know, that was definitely the hardest I got hit.
Last question. I lied.
Yeah, you can ask as many questions as you want.
I lied. So you train with Dalton Rasta?
No, but I know Dalton real well. Dalton's way bigger than me, bro.
He's massive, right? So we
I'm
had him
training
in
with
here.
Dalton.
We had him in here.
We've been in the same room. We have the same manager, actually.
Oh, really?
Sucker Punch Entertainment. It's a like huge management company.
Crazy that it was
Top
called
3.
Sucker Punch and you got smacked. That is crazy.
I love that name. I think it's sick.
I'm done with my questions. Go ahead, man.
I know Dalton. I know Dalton real well. He just fought in Bellator and won.
He won
in Dublin and won. I think the dude he beat was undefeated. He was like 8-0 guy.
Damn.
Wow.
What do you think people need to know about like the fight scene coming out of Pittsburgh?
The fight scene coming out of Pittsburgh is crazy right now, bro. It is insane. Like, you talk about people like Dalton and Cody, they're a little bit there was like a big like flock of fighters back in the day. My coach Mike Wilkins, Kama was on that. He's still fighting. Kama's the only one still fighting. There's a lot of big names, right? And then along with that, you had like people like Cody Garbrandt, who's like kind of a Pittsburgh guy. And then there's like this Cody Law and Dalton Rasta, where they were kind of like tweeners, like in between those two, like. And then you got these fighters where it's like Justin Patton, right? Me, Miguel Francisco, Anthony Hogeback, like all these fighters, we're all turning pro right now at the same time too, which is kind of dope. Brittany Bickhart, she's a dog.
Shout out to
like,
Big.
Yeah,
I know her brother. Yeah, we played together.
Oh yeah.
GB,
I was talking to her right before I came here. She's like one of my main training partners.
She's a dog.
Dude. Crazy.
She's a dog. There's not many females like I said. She's a dog, bro.
Yeah, she's got it. She's got that like in practice where you're like, damn. She's just got it, bro. She'll be hitting pads, talking shit. But she's like the nicest. Her nickname's Sunshine. She's the nicest person in the world. The nicest person in the world, but she will beat your ass on spot. Any grown man. I would take her against any untrained grown man right now.
Damn.
Yeah.
That is a statement. I see
Yeah,
the PFL. They got them fighting females and
females
fighting guys.
She's gonna make it. She's gonna make it to a big promotion for sure. For sure.
Yeah, dude. I think like I love having these kind of conversations where it's not. What are you guys laughing about? Huh?
Nothing. Look good.
What just happened?
Nothing.
All right. Cool. I love having these conversations. What I was saying. I don't know. I don't trust you guys right now. See this? This is the sports psychologist in me coming out. Like, why did you laugh? What did you do to make him laugh? Yeah. No, dude, I appreciate you coming in today. I think that I'm excited to see how this weekend plays out, and I'm excited to see like the highlights from it. And maybe the last thing that we could lead off is like, what do you want the people to know about that are coming to the fight? Like, what do you want them to know about you? Like, what does this fight mean to you?
This fight's big, man. So one of the cool things, right, about this fight, just in general, is one, I'm the main event, which is sick, right? They're doing 2 cards. They asked me if I wanted to fight right before Justin or if I wanted a main event the afternoon show, which is the early one, which is typically not something that most people would do. And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do the main event, and I think it's dope because one, I teach kids, right? So the families can come from my gym, which is cool. So I'm trying to organize something to where I can like walk out with them and stuff like that.
Sick.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
Yeah, and just like I'm excited, man. I'm always excited to go out and compete, and I'm excited to be like literally the main event of a show where is kind of like around me. I got a lot of cool stuff going on with like brands and stuff. Underdog's doing like a mini doc on me, which is dope. They're gonna be backstage recording stuff, me getting my hands wrapped and warming up and doing all that cool stuff. So, just keep plugging away, just keep doing my thing and get bigger in the city. That's the goal, and then take on the whole world.
Let's go, man. Let's go.
Yeah, this is great, man. I appreciate you coming in. If they want to go to the fight, where can they get tickets? Where can they find all that stuff? If you know.
Yeah. If they want to go to the fight, get tickets. There's a link in my bio, Seibert on Instagram.
We'll put it in the description of this video for you too.
Yeah, and follow my page because I'm always promoting certain stuff, whether it's my sponsors like Clean Eats, stuff like that. Underdog, working with them a lot. I got a ton of sponsors. David Allen Clothing Company is starting to sponsor me. So
hey,
David was on the show one time.
Yeah, my buddy Ernie hooked me up with that. He's been such a big help. And just that stuff like that, those sponsors, man, like that means the world. And just being able to like get funding for a career where like I was not in the position to pursue a career like a year and a half ago, and now I'm like making money doing what I love. It's just like I'm super grateful for it, and it's all from the love from the city. You know what I mean? Like obviously I've done things on my own, but like people in the city give back, and that's why I want to represent this city as much as I can. And then when we go on and take on the world, it's gonna be
I'll
be you guys'
the world, baby.
Yeah.
I like that. Hey, clip that right there, Jesse. I know you know what I'm talking about. That's great, man. Thank you for coming on, man. For real.
I appreciate you guys. For real.
Appreciate
Thank
it, man.
you.
Good luck in the fight. We'll be watching, and
For sure.
yeah. So if you guys are still here with us, we appreciate you for watching or listening, whatever, depending on whatever platform you are. If you are watching this on YouTube, but you actually prefer audio, we're on all the different platforms, and the video actually populates up into Spotify too. So if you like watching this on YouTube, but you don't have a YouTube Premium account and you still want to watch the show, and it's easier, and Spotify's easier in your car where you can
100%.
swipe out of the app and it keeps playing.
Right.
So you could you could watch us on Spotify as well. So make sure you're subscribed there. Make sure you rate, review, and do all that on the audio platform so we could get this out to more people. We have some really crazy announcements coming up.
It's crazy,
some
man.
Really, really big stuff cooking here.
Bro.
Not only with our show, but some other things that are going to happen right out of Studio One here at One Team Media. Pittsburgh, get ready because it's about to be a whole takeover up in this place, and people don't even see us coming. That's the crazy part.
I like
Pittsburgh takeover. I love that.
Yeah,
I love
PGH takeover, baby.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie to you. If you ain't ready, you better get ready because here we come.
It's we'll tell you off camera what we're doing, but anything else?
I think we are athletic aesthetic.
Yeah,
Something like that.
Do you want to do it? Throw it over to him?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, so we sign out. We say we're athletic aesthetic, and you hit the camera with when we love you.
Right there, number 4.
I
down
say
the
we
barrel.
love you.
Yeah,
That's
you
all
look
you
at
gotta-
the camera. Say
But you
we
gotta
love
look
you.
at the camera.
All right.
But you gotta point with the
You want
smiley
to
face.
test? There it is. All right, ready? There we go. All right, man. Thanks for watching. This is Athletic Aesthetic.
We love you.